Hi, everybody. Welcome to this webinar from Linnaeus University. And today we will be talking about the application and last day to apply. And also we will be talking about scholarship a bit at the end as well. So welcome all of you that is here. I can see that there is still dropping in some people. And while we're waiting for everyone to come in and for the lobby to be emptied and people to dropping into the meeting, feel free to write in the chat. Please write where you're from and what you're interested in studying. It's always nice to see which countries that we have visiting us today in the chat. So please write in the chat your name, the country that you're from, and what you're interested in studying. And we also have a Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the Q&A. And if you don't see the Q&A, then you can probably find it at the more, the three dots with the more, and under there it should be Q&A. And in the Q&A, you can write all the questions you might have. So it's easier for us to find all the Q&A questions or all the questions you might have, so we can be able to answer all the questions that you have for today. So write in the chat if there is something you want to chat about, and please write your name and where you're from and what you're interested in studying in the chat, and find the Q&A and write all the questions in the Q&A. And if you cannot find the Q&A, it's probably under the three dots where it stands more actions or more. There you can find Q&A and you can write the questions there. So I think that we are ready to start, and I will try to share my presentation here then. So making sure that everything is working as it should. And there we go. Yeah, so welcome to today's webinar. As I said, we will be talking about the last day to apply that is coming up very soon. And then we will also be talking about scholarships. And the people that is here today, it's me, Henrik Edlund. I will be guiding you through this session. And in the Q&A, you have Stefan Haglund, who is a communication strategist here at the university. We have Caroline Abresol, who is working for the admissions office, and she's the expert on admission. So if you have any admission questions, feel free to ask her today. And then we have Simon Stamming and Sofia Guzman as well, both from the communications office. And they will also be in the chat answering all your questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the Q&A, and we will try to answer all of them during this session. So what we will talk about today, we will start to talk quite shortly about Linnaeus University. And that will not be too long. Then we will go through how to make an application. And I will try to make an application online while we're sitting here. And then we will also talk about scholarships at the end. And after that, we will have a Q&A. So write the questions in the Q&A, and if you don't get any answers during this session by written form, that probably means that at the end we will take it up and talk about it live. So yeah, stay until the end and hear all the questions that we will try to answer as well. So a little bit short about Linnaeus University. We are a public university and a comprehensive university located here in Sweden. We have around 40,000 students registered every year, but we are very big in online education and part-time education, so it's only around 15,000 full-time equivalents studying full-time here at the school. It still makes us the sixth largest university in Sweden in terms of the student body, and we have approximately 200 programs taught completely in, or 200 programs taught, and out of these, 50 are taught completely in English. 40 are on master level, and around 10 is on bachelor level. And the name Linnaeus University is a quite new name. It was in 2010 when two old universities merged together, Växjö University from 1967 and University of Kalmar that was founded in 1977. So two old universities merged together in 2010 and they established this new university. We still kept the two old campuses though, so we still have two campuses located in the two cities, Kalmar and Växjö. If you remember the two names of the two old university, Kalmar University and Växjö University, just located 1 hour between each other. So the two cities is very close. And both of the cities is located in the southeast part of the country. So since we're in the southeast, we're close to the border to Denmark, and it only takes around 2.5 hours by train to get to Copenhagen and Copenhagen International Airport. So many of our international students, they fly to Copenhagen and then they take the direct train to Växjö or Kalmar that's usually the easiest way to get to the school. You can also get to Stockholm and then either change to domestic flights to Kalmar or domestic trains to Stockholm as well. So there's different ways to get here. But I think that most of you know quite a lot about the university and Sweden already, so we will quite quickly jump over to how to make an application, because as you probably know, this is the last week that we're open for application. And at least in the first application round, 15th of January is the last date to apply. And that's why we want to guide you through how to make an application. And we will start by giving you a video guide on how to make an application. So finally, you don't have to listen to me a little bit. You will get a video here that will guide you through how to make an application.
Are you planning to apply to Linnaeus University or perhaps another university in Sweden? Here's a step-by-step guide to help you through the process. Start by visiting lnu.se to find some inspiration and a program that suits you best. On the program page, you can find everything you need to know about program content, the syllabus, requirements, interviews with students, and much more. Once you've made your decision, make sure that you meet both the general and the specific entry requirements. Information about program-specific requirements is available on each program page. You can apply directly through the page by clicking Apply. There are several types of entry requirements you need to keep in mind. General requirements, country-specific requirements, program-specific requirements, English requirements. These can differ between bachelor's and master's level, as well as depending on your previous country of studies. You must meet all the requirements listed on universityadmissions.se and the program page, so make sure to check both carefully. Program-specific requirements usually relate to previous studies. For some programs, you may also need to submit other supporting documents, such as statement of purpose or portfolio. You will always find these details on the program page. For bachelor studies, you must have successfully completed upper secondary school or high school. Check the country-specific requirements for details on what level of education qualifies in your case. For master studies, you must have completed the equivalent to a Swedish bachelor's degree. The equivalency can differ between countries, so check carefully at universityadmissions.se to see if your degree meets the general entry requirements. English proficiency is also required for both bachelor's and master's studies. This can be proven through a recognized English test or through certain previous studies. For more information, visit universityadmissions.se. Applications to Swedish universities are made through the national application portal universityadmissions.se. Create an account and start adding the programs and courses you want to apply for. The order of priority matters, since you can only be admitted to one program. Make sure to place your preferred program first. If you want to apply to a Linnaeus University scholarship, you must list a Linnaeus University program as your first choice and apply on time. Keep an eye on key deadlines for international students. The application deadline for the autumn semester is the 15th of January, or the following weekday if the 15th of January falls on a weekend. Are you planning?
Yep. So I hope that you got most of the information there. As you could see from the video, university admissions is the place to be and to go to make an application. So check out university admissions. The application deadline is 15th of January, and then that is when you make an application. So application deadline is 15th of January, but then you have until February 2nd to upload supporting documents and pay application fee. So the deadline for those two things is February 2nd again. Make an application before January 15th and then upload supporting documents, all the documents needed to be uploaded or sent in by February 2nd. And paying the application fee is also latest February 2nd to be seen as being an application on time. If you make an application later than that, it's still possible to do that, but then you will be seen as a late application and your chances to get in will be much lower because the student that has applied in time will have first priority and get admitted. And if a program is full, they will not take in students for that is late with their application. Then we will collect all of these applications, we'll go through them and start ranking the students. And admission result will be published, and this is for the whole Sweden. So no matter which universities in Sweden you've been studying or applying for, the masters are coming out with their results on March 26th, and bachelor is on 31st of March, where you will get the information on your application. And the 31st of March is also the same date where you will get the information if you have been admitted or not on all single subject courses. So if you only applied for single subject courses, that is also March 31st, where you will get that information. The application is made through university admissions, as we said. There you can apply, and you can see here on the background that you can use filters, you can search for the program or courses that you're interested in. I usually try to use the search function there, and you can search either for a program name, you can search for keywords, you can search for a specific university. And if you have the application code, if you've been on our website or another university's website, you can usually find the application code to a specific program, and you can search by that as well. And you can use different filters. I will try to show you later on here on how to make the application as well. So when you found the program that you're interested in, and you see here to the right how it looks, you can also show more information on the program that you're interested in to get more information on what you're on the program that you're interested in, learning a little bit more about when application is open. You get a link to the website of the specific program, etc. And you can also filter even more. If you look here on the left, you will see a filter where you can choose both programs or courses. And courses is the short term, not giving a degree, while programs are long term. And when you finish it, you get like a bachelor degree or a master degree of finishing these programs, and that is the main difference between a program and a course. You can also filter by level or subject or which university you're interested in, because as we said, here you can apply for all Swedish universities. So this is a one-stop shop for the whole country and all the universities here. You can read more about the programs on the program page. So where we just was on the university admission, as I said, each program you can click on it, learn more, and then click on and get to the specific program page, and then you will get to a page that look like this. Here you can read both the long text here about the program, where you get a really good and helpful information on what it is that you will learn from this program, the learning outcomes, the career possibilities after you're graduating, etc. Maybe some interviews with the students studying the program, etc. So you get an overview of the program. You can also look on the right-hand side where you see um, the little box there where it starts with semester autumn 2024. So you can see which semester you're applying for. You have the apply button, so you can click directly and you will go back to university admission and make the application from there. You can see the level of studies, if it's bachelor level or master level. And there you can also download the syllabus, so you can get the whole syllabus for the program and get a lot more information on what it is that you want to learn about this program. You can get entry requirements to see if you meet the requirement you have for the program, selection criteria, and the tuition fee. What would it cost to, if you have to pay for the program? And tuition fee is for all students that is studying and coming from outside EU or an EES country. For everyone else, they have to pay a tuition fee to study. For European Union students, they don't have to pay the tuition fee. And I was talking about selections and entry requirements, and I will just show this a little bit as well. And if we look at the entry requirements, there is a few different entry requirements that you need to think about. There is general entry requirements, and for bachelor level, the general entry requirements are such as you should have graduated from your high school, you should meet the English requirements, etc. And for masters, then it's that you have to have graduated from bachelor, and something like that. It's very, you can read all of the specifics for your country on university admissions as well. We also have English requirements, and for basically all of our programs, it is English 6, which is equal to an English test of IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL 90. But you can also meet the English requirement by your previous studies. So if you've studied in an English-speaking country, or you've studied um, in a program at the university that you've studied everything in English, then maybe you meet the English requirement. It depends a little bit on which country you've been studying in and what kind of degree you have from that specific country. But there is some academic studies that would allow you to meet the English requirements already. And as I said, on university admissions, and if you search entry requirement, then you can find English language requirement, and you can also find country instructions where you can learn how your country can meet the English requirement. For example, if you're studied in an English-speaking country, do you meet the English requirement just by graduating from high school, or is there still a need for an English test, etc.? So it's very case by case depending on where you've studied before. Then we have the country instructions, where you can see a little bit about the equivalence, where we say that often we have entry requirements for our masters that you should have studied a bachelor with including a certain amount of credits in a certain subject, and then you can see how much that would equal in your country. You can also see if you need to do any attestations of your documents, and if it's enough to upload the documents to university admissions, or if you need to send them in by postal service. Then there is also specific entry requirements. For example, many of our programs require statement of purpose, or maybe if you're studying design, then they will require you to send in a portfolio. And all of these specific entry requirements can be found at the program page for each specific program. So the program that you're interested in, remember to check out their page and see if they are requiring some specific documents as well. Then we go to the selection, and there's a few different ways that we can do the selection and how we rank the students that is applying. On bachelor, there is basically two different ways that we've we're requiring the students to or selecting the students. Either it's by upper secondary education and aptitude test. That means that we're looking at the GPA from your upper secondary education, or if you've done the aptitude test, and the aptitude test is basically the Swedish university admissions test. It's very, very few international students, if any, who has done it, so you don't have to do it, then there's no need for it. So it's basically based on the upper secondary education, based on the GPA from upper secondary education. And that is why many times when you're applying for a bachelor, even if you've already studied a bachelor in your home country, we require you to send in the high school degree and high school transcript, because maybe the GPA is based on your high school GPA still, even if you've studied a bachelor already. Some bachelor programs also have individual assessments, and that is the most common on our master programs. And individual assessments means that we're looking at GPA, of course, but we're also looking at other things. We make a more individual assessment, and we're making a holistic view, looking at a little bit more of different things. Then we usually require you to send in some kind of statement of purpose or motivation letter. Maybe some programs wants you to send in a CV. If you're studying design, then it's a portfolio that you need to upload. Or higher education credits can also be something that we're looking at in some selections for master. And higher education credits, that means that we're looking at how many credits you've been taking studying already. So for university, if you studied a bachelor, it's 180 credits. And if you've studied more than that, then you can get a higher score than that. And that is basically how we make the selection. And I was thinking to try to leave the PowerPoint now and try to go to university admission to see if we can try to make an application here.
That's perfect, Henrik. Yeah, you could just prepare that, and by the time that you are preparing, looking into the how to create an account and everything, I could ask Caroline a question that I've seen that a lot of students has been asking in the chat. Could you clear out a little bit with that? If somebody applied last year and I'm now applying this year also, should they create a new account? Can they use the same documents? What should one do?
Please use the same account as the last time you applied, in which case we can still access all your documents, which means that you do not have to upload the same documents again. So log into your old account and you can verify that you can access your documents, and if you can, then we can as well.
Exactly. So basically, it's good actually, because then Caroline and her colleagues doesn't have to review everything again. Also, then the review of what's the equivalent to is already done from last year. And also, can you clarify a little bit regarding application fee? If one paid last year, do one have to pay this year also?
Yes, if you didn't actually start your studies after the last application, unfortunately, you need to pay a new application fee, because every semester requires an application fee. Unless you actually start your studies, if you're an active student, you don't have to keep paying every semester for your continued studies. But every time you're considered a new student and you make a new application, then you have to pay one fee per semester. So if you apply for the coming autumn semester, you can apply for different universities. You can even apply in different application rounds in the same semester, and they will all be connected to the same application fee.
Yeah, exactly. As you say, if you apply for both like a bachelor program and a master program, which is actually in two different rounds, you only pay once. So that's good to underline also. If I would support documents later than 2nd of February, what will happen then?
Sorry, can you repeat?
If I will support documents later than last date to support the documents, what will happen?
Well, we will accept your documents, but we will review them after the selection, most likely. So it's very important to submit the documents before the deadline, and the sooner the better, because if something is missing in your documents, if you upload them on February 2nd and we find that something is missing, you will be notified after the deadline to submit documents, and that means that the later documents that you submit will not be considered in the selection. But if you submit them now already, and you can still have time to be contacted by university admissions with whatever is missing, and submit these as well before the 2nd of February. So we will review the documents. We can use them in the process of assessing your application, but most likely you will not be offered a seat in the regular selection because your application will not be complete on time.
And if I have signed up for an IELTS test, for example, and I will not have my result until, let's say, end of February or beginning of March, what can I do?
It could be okay, we could accept it late, but you need to notify us of this document that you will be submitting an IELTS a couple of weeks before the selection will be okay. So even in March is okay, but we need to be aware of this because university admissions will just inform you that English is missing, and you will keep receiving this message unless you submit your English test or proof of English proficiency. But if you send an email to the admissions office at Linnaeus University and give us your application number and say that I will be submitting my IELTS on the 15th of March, then we are aware of it and we can keep an eye on your application and update it as soon as possible.
That's great. So that was actually the more kind of application related quick question. So I will leave over to you again, Henrik, because it seems like you are on top of things again.
Yeah, I'm ready again. And I just saw some people writing in the chat that they cannot find the Q&A, and I think it should be there. If you cannot find it, check the three dots more, and under there it should be a Q&A available for you. And now I'm sharing my screen again, and here we can see universityadmissions.se, the application page where we are always making all the application on. And this is the start page that you get into. Here you can see which semester are you applying for. And right now we're applying for autumn 2026. It's the last week to apply for it to be considered an application in time. And oh, it got dark here, but I'm back in the light again. So if we check here for keywords, you can write, if we look, for example, for innovation, which is a quite good program for us, then you will find here a lot of different innovation program from different universities. You have Linnaeus University, but you also have other universities here in the list. But I want to apply for, then you use the filters on the left-hand side here. I want to apply for a program because I want to study a full-term program. And then you only find the programs that is full-time and you get a degree at the end. I still want to go for a master, and then you can choose master level here, and you get the master's program as well. And then I know that I want to go to Linnaeus University, and then at the university here, you check and then you scroll down to L, Linnaeus University, click that one, and here I found the programs that I'm interested in. And yeah, I can find 4 different programs. And let's say that I'm interested in the innovation for business engineering and design specialization business, but I'm also interested in the same one with the specialization in engineering. And then I click select here. And as you can see up here, my selection is coming up here, course selected. I have 2 selected courses. If I want to know more, I can click show more, and I find the tuition fee, first tuition fee installment, the first installment I have to make, the total tuition fee for the full program, and EEA citizens are not required to pay tuition fees, but everyone else needs to. You can also see when the course starts. Language of instruction is English. On-campus studies, you can see which campus it is on, Växjö. And if you want to know more, you can click here and you will get to the program page. So I click there, and here you get to the program page that we talked about. You can read more about the program, and you can also check out here to the right where you have the syllabus, so you can get a program syllabus and learn more about the courses that is included in this program, what the learning outcome should be, and those kind of things. You can see the deadline for application. Oh, it's coming up this week. The duration of the program in total, when will you graduate? The requirements. Here you can check the full requirements, and that one we talked about just now. General entry requirements for second cycle. That means that you should have graduated from bachelor. And if you haven't graduated from your bachelor now, you're still in your last year of studies, then it's okay. You can get a conditional admission for master programs as long as you graduate and have the graduation certificate when the program is starting in August. So yeah, you have to have graduated by August 31, 2026 to meet the general entry requirements. They also have specific entry requirements, and in this case, it is the Bachelor of Science in Technology or Engineering, plus 15 credits in mathematics, calculus, and linear algebra, vector geometry. So that is some specific requirements for this program, courses that you should have studied. And then it also stands English 6 or the equivalent. And English 6, as we said, is, for example, an English test of IELTS 6.5 or TOEFL 90. Or if you've studied in English before on your bachelor level or on your high school level, then maybe you meet the English requirements from your previous studies as well. And you can also check here, individual assessment on selection. It usually means that you need to write a statement of purpose. And here you find the statement of purpose under application statement of purpose with more information on the questions that they want you to answer and how to send in the statement. And here it is, upload it to universityadmissions.se, and that is how you send in the statement of purpose for all our programs. And then you have the tuition fee here as well. So it's very good to make an application and both look at the program page that we are here on and the application page on universityadmissions.se. Now I made two applications, two programs that I'm interested in, and I did bake a little bit before, so I already have two programs included in my application from earlier, so it should be 4 programs here. And here you rank the programs that you're applying for. Here, yeah. My selection, innovation for business engineering. 2, I start the application. And here you get 4 programs that I had. The 2 new one I added now, and the 2 I had from earlier where I made some tests. And then maybe I want to rank. You can see how I can move them around and rank them in the order that I think mostly suits me. And maybe I'm mostly interested in this innovation program, so I have them as 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. And this is very good to know, especially when we later on talks about scholarship, because many of our Linnaeus University scholarship requires you to rank our program as the number 1 choice. So the number 1 choice needs to be a program from Linnaeus University to be able to get a scholarship. You make an application like this, and then you click continue. Here we have to send in my university qualifications. Where did I study before? I studied in Sweden, so I will go down and see if I can find Sweden here in the list. Yes. And this is just to show, like, if you studied a bachelor before, you did your bachelor in whatever country you did. If it's China, you put China here. If it's Nigeria, you put Nigeria, and then you put submit. and now you made an application. This is what you need to do before January 15th. You have made the application now, and you applied on time for what we required on January 15th. The second step, and that is February 2nd, that is the last date to apply for that one. That is to upload your documents. And there you click here to application documents. And since I'm a European citizen, I don't have the application fee here, but if you would be from outside of European Union, then you would also have to pay the application fee, and it will be a similar page for that one, where you pay by card, pay the application fee. Here you have a guide on the documents and the requirements for uploading the documents. And here you have upload identity document, like uploading your passport, and then your educational documents, transcript, graduation certificate, statement of purpose, everything like that should be uploaded here. So you click on one of these, choose a file on your computer. PDF is the recommended file, and then you upload. Let's see if we have something that we can show here. I upload, for example, a notification of result that I've been admitted to something else. This is my current studies. So the admission can see that I will graduate before I start my master courses. I click next. You can add more documents, or you can submit one document to your application. Like that. Confirmation, I have submitted the document. Great. And then we can go back here and see that I've here on uploaded files, I have my uploaded document. So this is basically how you make an application. And you can also go here on up to my page, see messages if you have some specific message. Yeah, everything looks good. If you missed something, it should come up here on messages. When admission has looked at your application and there is something they want to tell you, maybe you're missing a document or there's something you need to upload more as well, then you will get the message here and you can see it here. You can also go to application and look at your application. And here you have the 4 programs that I applied in the International Master Programs round. If I want to make a change, I can make that, but remember that changes made after January 15 will be seen as late applications, so make the changes before that. If you want to change the order of the programs that you're interested in, or you want to add some program or something like that, or maybe delete the program, do everything like that before January 15. And I'm turning to Caroline and Stefan from the admission office. Is there something I missed to show here when I'm showing it?
I think it's rather good covered here. There is somebody just asking regarding statement of purpose. I can see several students. I guess that due to that you might have said that. Is it mandatory to upload statement of purpose motivation letter?
No, it's not mandatory, but a lot of programs require them in your application. So make sure to check the program page as Henrik showed you, not here on university admissions, but click to the program page on Linnaeus University, lnu.se here. If there is a statement of purpose to submit, there is a template on this page. You can click the template and answer the questions and submit it in your documents on university admissions. So it's not mandatory, but if you can see it on this page, the program page, then you have to submit it for your application to stand the best chance possible in the selection.
Exactly. So basically, you can say also that everybody that are mentioning that they have an individual or alternative selection, then it's good to upload something, write something as a motivation letter. That's good. Now I'm going to give you a tricky question here, Caroline, that nobody asked, but still, if I have sent in documents, or if I'm from a country where I have to send in documents by postal service or through email directly to university admissions, can I see these documents that they have been received in university admission?
Yes,
account?
once they have been received by university admissions, they will scan them to their own database and upload them in your application so that we in the universities can access them, which means that you will also see it as part of your uploaded documents. So you can check that later on.
That's good. That means that you don't have to ask that question to Caroline and her colleagues through email because they will not be able to answer that it has been received until the same time as you can see it, basically. So just check your account basically constantly, and then you will see whether it has been uploaded or not. And now there is another question on the same kind of subject here. Are the supporting documents like portfolio uploaded to the same page? So should they also be uploaded through university admissions?
Yes, all the documents should be uploaded in your account on the document section.
Exactly. And it's a good question also in the sense that we actually used to have a different uploading portal for this, but that was a couple of years ago now. So everything through university admission nowadays. Let's see here, what other question?
If we don't have any more questions at the moment, we can go on and talk about scholarships a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, please do so. That's perfect, Henrik. So now only related to application, basically, and we will have a bigger Q&A by the end, and then we will try to cover a lot more questions. So please go on, Henrik.
Yeah. So we've gone through all the steps in making an application. And if you made an application in time and you're eligible for applying for scholarship, you will get an email later on. So after last day to upload your documents, after February 2nd, a few days after that, you'll get an email with the information that you are in some way eligible for one of the scholarships available, and you can follow the link in the email and make the scholarship application on that link or on that website. And we have a few different scholarships, and I will try to go through them one by one. The first one is the Linnaeus University Scholarship, or LNU Scholarship, that is also called sometimes. This is a scholarship that is covering up to 75% of the tuition fee. So it's a 75% tuition fee waiver, or it can be a smaller amount as well, but most common is actually 75%. It's awarded based on academic excellence. So GPA is quite important in this, but there is other chances as well. And the application round will open on 5th of February. So if you meet the requirement, and in this case, the requirement is that it has to be a master program. We only give for master programs, not for bachelor. You have to rank it as the first choice. As you saw before, you can rank the universities or the programs differently, but the first choice, the number one choice, must be Linnaeus University to have a chance to apply for this scholarship. And that is basically the basics of the application. You get an instruction sent by email on 5th of February and follow the link and apply for the scholarship through the guidelines on the website that you can click through from that link. And the required documents to upload is a CV, motivation letter, and then it might come more information about this application later on by email. But right now, that is the two documents that we know for sure that all of you will need to upload: a specific motivation letter for the scholarship and a CV. The second scholarship that is available is the SI scholarship, the Swedish Institute Scholarship, that is also called. They're changing it a little bit this year, and they have a few fields of studies, governance, public health, entrepreneurship and innovation. And then they have STEM and a specific STEM for women in STEM as well, scholarship. So they have a few different scholarships available. All of these scholarships are fully funded. They cover the tuition fee, they cover the monthly living allowance, they cover the insurance, and they have a travel grant so you can travel to Sweden to commence your studies and also go back to your home country as well. This is not handed out by Linnaeus University. It is the SI, the Swedish Institute, that is in charge of this scholarship and handing out the scholarships. So they are the one who sets the criteria, who is having the selection of these scholarships. And you can read more about the specific requirements because they have a few different fields, as we said. They also have some specific countries that is included in this scholarships, and you can find all about that on the Swedish Institute website. So if you want to know more about that, check out the Swedish Institute website. I will ask the people in the chat from us that maybe one of you can send the Swedish Institute website link in the chat so everyone can find it and learn more about the Swedish Institute scholarships by yourself, because they are I know that they're very interested and a lot of students want to apply for. That also means that they're very competitive and they're also merit-based. So check it out and apply. It's always good to apply for it. Then we have the IKEA and Södra scholarship. IKEA and Södra is two big companies located here in the southeast part of Sweden. And they are offering a few scholarship that is fully funded, 100% of the tuition fee, plus a monthly stipend. And they are based both on academic merits and on motivation letter. They are only for a few specific programs. So they are only for students applying for the master program in innovation for business engineering and design, where you can go for either the specialization in business or the specialization in engineering or the design specialization. Or there is also available to students applying for the master program in forestry for green sustainable development. So totally 4 programs that you can apply for and also apply for this scholarship. The timeline for this scholarship is as the other ones. Apply February 5th is the opening deadline, and February 12th is the closing of this scholarship application round. And just as the Linnaeus University scholarship, you will get an email if you are eligible for it, and you click on the link and apply for it. Many of the students applying for this is also available for the Linnaeus University scholarship, and that means that you have the same link and you make one application to more than one scholarship. It's basically you can maximum make 2 applications. You can say one for Swedish Institute and one for Linnaeus University. And then no matter all the different scholarships we have, you will apply for all of them when you apply for us at Linnaeus University. At middle or end of April, the announcement will be for all the scholarships from Linnaeus University. And usually we have to wait for Swedish Institute scholarship. So that is why we have a little bit flexible announcement date, because we need to know who got the Swedish Institute scholarship first before we announce the ones who gets ours. And that means that the Swedish Institute will be coming out one weekish before our announcement of our scholarship. Some important application tips. Put Linnaeus University as your first choice on university admission. At least all the scholarships that we are offering here at Linnaeus University is only available for students that have us as the #1 choice at universityadmissions.se. Apply early and meet all the deadlines. We do not accept late applications in the scholarship as well. So no matter if you've made a late application or paid the application fee late or sent in the application for scholarship application late, you have to make all of it in time to be able to have a chance for getting the scholarship. Also make sure that you have a strong motivation letter. At least for some of the Linnaeus University scholarship, motivation letter can be very influential factors because there's a lot of students coming in with good academic records, and then a motivation letter that sticks out is really taking you out of the crowd. Submit a clear and professional CV. It's very good to be able to see what you've done before and see why you've chosen this program. So a very clear and understandable CV is also very good to get a good feel of who you are as a student. And highlight academic achievements and future goals on both the motivation letter and CV. Especially future goals on the motivation letter, it's very good to have some and to see how you can link the studies that you want to do here at Linnaeus University with your future goals. It's always something good to see. So I hope that we got most of you well prepared for applying for the scholarship, at least for the ones who are interested in applying for a scholarship or are planning to apply for a scholarship. If you still want more information, there is a lot of useful links here that you can check out. The most important right now, last few days of application, is the application portal, universityadmissions.se. As you can see here, universityadmissions.se, the application portal where you make your application. You can also contact us through email. General contact information is study@lnu.se, where you can get if you have some general questions or something you want to know, study@lnu.se. If you have more admission-related questions, admission@lnu.se is the email for that. And if you want to chat with our students and learn more about how it is to be a student here at Linnaeus University, you can go to lnu.se/en/chat, or you just search for chat when you get to our website, and you'll find students to chat with as well. Also, don't forget to check out our social media. We are available on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, where you can find a lot of things going on and learn a lot more about the daily life here in Sweden and how it is to be a student at Linnaeus University. So yeah, feel free to follow us on social media. And that was it from me. Do we have anything in the Q&A that has been coming in?
Well,
I have
obviously,
a correction to make, or an addition to make. We spoke earlier about the documents sent by university, if you need to send it by postal service or email. And we said that they will be reflected on your page. That's correct, but it might be reflected as received, not submitted. You can see it. I just checked for one applicant asking here, and it's showing on the students or on the applicant's page, but it just mentions application documents received by mail, and the confirmation is received rather than submitted. When you upload your documents, it says submitted, but when university admissions have received documents from an outside part, such as your issuing school or university, it will just say received. So you can actually not click and open the document. It's not a file among your documents, but you can still see that it has been received.
But that seems even better than what you said, Caroline, before, because that tells that we give even more information. So one can differ between if something is submitted by the student and if something comes from another supporter, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, obviously there are a lot of questions around English or scholarship, so I think I'm gonna start by asking Caroline to sort out a little bit regarding English. Obviously there are a lot of different ways of supporting and showing that you meet the English requirement, but can we say something generally? Let's say like from high school level, well, I know that there are no general rule regarding it, but can we say something about if somebody has it from high school level? What can we say about that, Caroline?
Well, the first step is to check the country instructions, I would say, because you might think that you have studied all your schooling in English from really lower grades to academic levels, but then university admissions will still not accept it. So your idea of English medium of instruction and ours differ from time to time, unfortunately. So I would really advise you to check the country instructions on university admissions to make sure. Even if you're applying for a master program, you might have to submit your upper secondary school documents to show that you have the required level. There is no general information, is the general information.
Well, you could say that also, maybe you can add on that if you have studied on a university in a totally English-speaking country, let's say like Australia, UK, US, then I guess we can say that then it's going to be accepted that you have 1 year of studies in English, or what is the lowest length of years that you have to have a degree?
Yes, I mean, if you've studied in a totally English-speaking country and you submit your university degree, your bachelor's degree, for instance, then it will be sufficient. If you have a full degree, we will accept it as proof of English proficiency as well. So you will meet the general entry requirements with your degree in both terms of education and English proficiency.
Exactly.
That's
And
correct.
one
Yeah.
could actually say that the rule is the same also regarding high school diploma. And then you can even add on a couple of countries. But as you said, Caroline, it differs from what some think that they have been studying in a totally English education system compared to what we decide. So, for example, like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, then it would be okay from high school level, while it's not always the case for countries such as Bangladesh, Nepal, or India even, that it's always given English. So check country instruction, as we said, that's always the best. And then, Henrik, maybe you could answer regarding scholarships. There is a lot of questions regarding scholarships. Can you just repeat a little bit? When will, for example, the scholarship application be sent out?
The scholarship application will be sent out February 5, and it's sent out by email. So the email address that you've used to make the application on universityadmissions.se, when you create an account there, you need to fill in an email, and that is the email that will get the scholarship application email later on. And in that email, there is a link, and you click that link and fill in the form and upload the documents needed for the for the scholarship. And as I said, February 5 is the day we send out the email, and the application closes on February 12. 1 o'clock Swedish time. I just had to double check the time here. Yeah, 1 o'clock Swedish time on February 12 is the last second to apply, or 1 second before that is the last second to send in the application.
And remember that when we talk about this is Swedish time, and also this is the planned deadlines and planned dates now. So if something would take a little bit extra time, that can happen. So the planned dates and deadlines this is for the scholarship. So approximately 1 week you have on you to basically fill in the application. Then there is a really easy question here, Henrik. Can we get the recording afterward? How does it work with that?
Yeah, it is set up so everyone who has the Teams app should get the recording in their Teams app. If you don't have the app, you can go to Meet Us. We can send out the Meet Us page at lnu.se, and we will put the recording on that page, so you can find it online on lnu.se /en/meetus, or you just search Meet Us at lnu.se, and you will find the page where you can see all the recordings from earlier webinars.
We will also upload it to our new YouTube channel. So yeah, you will find all our webinars there as well. Well, all of our recent webinars, I should say.
That's perfect. Another question to you, Caroline, regarding status on your application. Could you just clarify a little bit regarding, like, for example, if it says that I'm qualified, will that mean that I will be admitted?
Not necessarily. Qualified means that we have processed your application and that you meet all the requirements. So you are ready to participate in the selection. But admitted is a confirmation of your admission, and it means that you've been offered a seat. Sometimes there are more applicants than available seats, so even a qualified applicant can be placed on a waiting list because we have already filled all the seats with qualified applicants who have a higher merit rating, most likely. So admitted is your final confirmation, but qualified is a very good step on the way. Yes, it's a good start.
What are the more common statuses that you can have when you have sent in your application?
Yeah, the most common one is in progress while we are still processing your application. And if you're applying for a program where the selection is based on an individual assessment or alternative selection, then you will most likely see this status for a very long time. Because the merit ratings are set just at the end of the process, just before the selection actually runs. So we will keep processing your application in different steps and give you your final merit rating maybe just a week or so before the selection. So if you don't see any progress, don't worry too much if you're applying for one of these programs. If you apply for a program where the selection is based on academic credits, for instance, you can contact us if you're worried that we're not processing your application or if you have doubts or questions. Because in these cases, we should more quickly be able to give you qualified or unqualified as a confirmation. You could also see conditional statuses, conditionally qualified, which means that you most likely are in your final year of studies, bachelor studies for master programs, for instance, and that we cannot offer you a final qualified status because we're still waiting for your final diploma or degree certificate or a final transcript with all your grades and all your courses. So it's absolutely fine to be conditionally qualified because you can still participate in the selection and still be offered a seat. So you don't have to worry about the condition.
And sorry, now I was listening with one ear and trying to check the chat, but what would be the last day to support documents if you have a condition?
If you're in your final year of studies for a bachelor degree, then you can actually submit the final degree certificate just before the semester starts. So the conditional status needs to be confirmed as fully admitted before you can register and activate your participation in the program. So it's you don't have to worry. There is no really. I mean, the deadline is far ahead. If you're applying
Semester
for a
start,
program,
basically.
yeah, starting in September, you can submit it in late August, and we will accept it.
Yeah, but I would also recommend you all that if you have that such a situation, upload your documents earlier in order just to sort it out, because it's so much other stuff that you're going to sort out around the semester start. So my recommendation would be upload the document to universityadmissions.se, and then you can actually some week later or something just send an email to the admissions office, and they can remove the condition further on. So let's see. And here is a question which is very specific, but it's around English also. But let's give it anyway, Caroline. Maybe you can clear this out. Hello, Caroline. I come from an English-speaking country, Zambia. I did my primary and secondary education here in English, but got a scholarship and did my degree in French. Will I still need English test, or my secondary education is sufficient?
The secondary education from Zambia, or?
Yep,
Sorry.
exactly. Yes.
Well,
the short answer is, short, Caroline, sorry.
Sorry?
Yeah, you give the answer.
Yeah, because if you studied your upper secondary school, your high school, it can be sufficient to document your English proficiency, even if you have other subsequent studies, bachelor studies in French. In this case, it doesn't matter if you can document the GCE in this case. But yeah, read for details. You can check the country instructions on university admissions. But your upper secondary school, your high school studies can be sufficient even if you have studied something else after that. It doesn't take out the first one. If you meet the requirement with one thing, then it doesn't matter if the other thing doesn't meet the requirements. So one thing is sufficient to support your application.
Yes. And the one thing to also add on is that you need to have a pass result in English if you have it from high school level. So if you have a failed result in English, then you do not meet the entry requirements, even if you have studied everything in English, basically. So you need to have a pass result from English also in your high school upper secondary education diploma. Here is a tricky one, Caroline, and I think I know the answer on this one, but still I'm going to ask you this. I want to find out if there is a way that the admission office can evaluate my qualification and advise me on the program that I'm best qualified for.
The first step would be to contact the study counselors at Linnaeus University to find out which kind of studies you should apply for. We will not make an assessment of your qualifications as such before you apply, but they can direct you regarding the program which could be most relevant to apply for. But then we always need to make an application in order for us to make a full assessment.
Exactly. And I'm sure Sophia will share the links to the study counselors where you can contact them and just book an appointment, because I'm pretty sure that you also can have a digital counseling with them.
Yes, that's possible.
Yeah. Here is an add-on question to what we said before regarding using the same account. If I have an old account and applied when I was a non-EU citizen, and now am a EU citizen, should I use the same account, or should I remove it and create a new one? What should I do?
I'd say you can use the same account anyway, because you can still update this current account with your new status. If you have a new ID document, for example, that you need to upload to document your fee status, that you're exempted from paying fees, you can just submit a new copy of your a new passport, EU passport, and university admissions will update your fee paying status. Or if you have a personal number that you would need updating in this account, you can do it as well in the same account. So you don't need to create a new account for every new event in your process.
Exactly, because as Caroline said now, basically, if you add a new application in your account for your account, then it becomes more active, basically, you could say. And then when you upload documents, somebody will review that document, and if it would be a document that change your status regarding citizenship, for example, and exempt you from paying application fee, that will be registered by the national agency, basically, when they review all documents uploaded. So that's a good thing. Well, somebody's here also asking, if my bachelor is not up to Swedish standards for a master program, is there a preparatory course to help me gain admission to masters? I could answer this one quickly, is that sometimes we can maybe offer like a top-up year. I mean, for example, if you would be a student having a 3-year degree and not being equivalent to a Swedish 3-year bachelor degree, there are some subjects where we could offer you like a package, a 1-year package, for example, in business or maybe in some social science areas or computer science or mathematics, where you can build upon your previous degree in order to get a bachelor degree from Linnaeus University. So to say, like a top up. But that's a rare different situation. So if you are in such a situation, I would say that the best would be to contact our study counselors, and they could have a quick look at your 3-year degree. And if it's in a subject where we could offer something, then it would be possible. But we do not recommend it generally. It's more of a very specific, rare solution, basically. Hello, Caroline and Stefan. Could you please advise me on how to submit my English proficiency documentation? Would a PDF copy of my TOEFL IBT score report be sufficient?
Yes, you upload it in your account in your document section, and it will be reviewed and registered if everything checks out.
Exactly. We verify all such documents online nowadays also, so the result. And then I will take the general add-on question here, Caroline, that you have heard before also. If I have an old result from IELTS, we accept that? Like that has expired from IELTS standards 2 years?
As long as we can still verify it in the database, we can accept it even if it has officially expired. But if it's not available anymore in the database, we will either have to make a local assessment of the test and use it in combination with any other proof of proficiency you might have submitted, or you will need to submit a new test or another kind of proof of proficiency. Exactly. But I know a lot of tests are a lot older than they have already expired, but they are still available in the database. In this case, it's okay.
Exactly. You could say that we look upon it as a grade from any kind of high school course or university course. It's not expiring that knowledge either. So basically, the English is the same. If you have gained a certain level of English once, then we're going to think that it's okay on the same level as long as we can verify it, basically. Let's see. Do you see any questions here, Henrik, that I have not covered now?
Yeah, I guess I can ask you a question then, Stefan.
Okay.
For the IKEA scholarship, does it matter if Linnaeus is not the first priority in the application?
Yes, it does. So basically, it's for all our scholarship, no matter if it's the Linnaeus University scholarship or the IKEA and Södra scholarship. You have to put a program at Linnaeus University as first priority. And when it comes to the IKEA and Södra, it has to be either the innovation program or the forestry program put as first alternative, first priority. Otherwise, you will not get the application. Because as Henrik described before, the scholarship application are sent out instructions by email, and it's only to the ones that put the program as priority 1. So basically, everybody putting a program as priority 1 will have the Linnaeus University scholarship email, and the ones that have forestry or innovation as first priority will get also the IKEA and Södra scholarship email. But it's so basically the ones applying for the IKEA and the ones applying for innovation program and forestry program will have both chances for the 2 scholarship programs.
That's good. I saw that you answered this question, Caroline, but maybe it's good for everyone to know. It was I see that my status is still saying completing your admission application. What does it mean since I submitted on December 18, 2025?
Yeah, if you have information on your application page that you need to submit something else, at the moment it's just general information to make sure that you read through all the steps that are necessary, because the application deadline hasn't passed yet. So they just want you to review your application and follow all the steps. If you know that you already have submitted all the documents, you paid the application fee, or documented that you're exempted from paying the application fee, and everything checks out, you don't need to do anything else. So it's just a reminder to go through your application once again to make sure that everything is in order before the deadline.
That's good. And then we got a question here on, I have uploaded 3 different IELTS results in the application. I wonder if it will be confused to look for the right one, as I don't have the remove option from the document.
It will be confused. It will be confusing, but you will find the correct. That would be my answer, Caroline.
Yeah, it's okay. It might be confusing, but they will verify all of them and register the one which is equivalent to the required level. So don't worry too much about it.
They are used to much more confusing things at the admissions office, so do not worry. I saw also that we got a question regarding scholarship. We have scholarship for undergraduate programs, and the quick answer are no, not for new applicants. I mean, if you're starting your first year, but we have a scholarship for current students. Basically, it is the same scholarship program as Linnaeus University Scholarship, and we offer it for students from second year or third year. So that scholarship program, which has a little bit later round and is only for students in ongoing studies, then we offer it both to master program students and bachelor level programs, basically. And then we look at what you achieved during your first year. The scholarship application for that program, scholarship program, is in May, basically. So it's only for ongoing studies. So basically, if you start your studies at Linnaeus University, keep an eye for it next year, because that's when you can apply for it, basically. And that counts for everybody who didn't get the scholarship now, basically. You can now apply for it from second year. Let's see what else we have here.
Yeah, I see a question here. Can the application fee be waived if you can't pay it? Unfortunately not. The application fee has to be paid by all of the students that is not from EU, EES countries. Then you have to pay the application fee, and it's paid to university admissions, so it's not paid to the universities, and we cannot do anything about it. And it's for everyone from outside of these countries.
Exactly. What else do we have here? It feels like we have covered most of the questions here.
Yeah, I can't find anything. Can I upload a GRE score on the application portal, even if it's not required, just for evaluation?
What kind of GRE score?
Graduate record examination. So
I guess that basically what you are thinking now, Caroline, is that we cannot evaluate it if we don't need it, basically. So it will not help if we don't ask for it, one can say. So it's no point uploading it if we do not ask for it. If there would be like an alternative selection or something, individual assessment or something like that mentioned, then it could be good to upload it, because then we look at other stuff also. But otherwise, no point. Because usually that kind of tests are for eligibility if somebody are applying to meet entry requirements. But since it's not, it's more of a US test, then we don't demand it. Well, are there any scholarship for the forestry remote sensing master program? Well, we don't have a forestry remote sensing program, but we have a forestry program. And for that forestry program, yes, we have the IKEA and Södra scholarship and also the Linnaeus University scholarship. How long does the payment of application fee take to reflect on the application portal? Do you know that, Caroline?
No, unfortunately, I don't. But I guess it takes a couple of days before you can actually see that it has been registered. But no, I don't know.
I guess it differs.
I know I helped a student for not so long ago, and if you pay by card, I think it goes very quickly. It goes in like a few minutes. But it also depends on the bank you have and how long it takes to get it registered. And also, if you pay by bank transfer, then it takes a lot longer. Then it takes a few days.
Here somebody's also asking, hello, are all the study guidance slots fully booked, or is there a way to get assistance before the 15th of January? Unfortunately, it's hard to answer on that, but I can only advise you to send an email and ask them to see what's possible. You can also send a question to study@lnu.se, and then maybe shortly mentioning your background, we can just send some alternative back to you. It's not going to be a counseling, but if, for example, we could send you all the business programs, if you have a business background or such a guidance, more of compared to area of interest you're interested in. And that is something that we can mention also, that when sorting out what you're interested in, you can filter by area of interest, both on university admissions.se and lnu.se, so that you filter by that, and then it's a little bit easier to find programs in relevant fields that you are interested in. And also, there are some questions like this one, Caroline. We can maybe answer that. Hello, hope you're well. I only have one question. If I have a background in social science studies, communication, but want to take entrepreneurial business route, am I eligible to apply for the business programs? Can you answer something general on that?
Yes, the general answer is most likely no. The business programs are very specific. They are like a continuation program. It's not a general business program. The master programs require that you have previous studies in business, especially the business innovation master program. There are a few programs with a wider background where a wider background could be accepted. Social sciences in general would be accepted. But for the business innovation, you need to have a background in business administration.
Exactly. But if you would like to study, for example, entrepreneurship, sustainability and social change, that would be possible, I guess. Or leadership, for example, is also a broader program, and also tourism would also probably be okay with a little bit broader background. But as Caroline said, it's important to read the entry requirement, the specific entry requirements, and then you will see, so that you have some broadness or not in it. For the technical areas, it's usually okay with a broad technical area for a lot of the programs, but some of them are also very much more specific. So some are broader, some are more specific. Somebody is also asking if one applied last year, was admitted and registered for the programs. I mean, that either it means that somebody even paid and registered or was exempted from payment and registered. Do I need to apply again in that case?
Sorry, if you already registered?
Yeah, last year and
Yes.
applied this year. Do one need to pay application fee when applying if one didn't get like an what you call it now, anstånd here, deferment.
Deferment. Okay, so never started the studies previously. Well, if you were registered, you will be referred to a re-registration. It means that you need to contact the department responsible for the program and ask them if it's possible to re-register, which means to start, activate your participation again. Because if you have already been registered to the program, you count as an active student, and then you cannot be admitted again to the same program. So there's no point applying for it again. We will refer you to the department to re-register.
Yeah, so basically the good advice here would be to contact the department immediately, maybe even also send an email to admission@lnu.se and ask. Maybe do an application for the same program now, because it might be that you don't get an answer before 15th of January. And that means that if you need to pay the application fee, you will most likely know it before 2nd of February, which means that by then you know whether you need to pay application fee or not. And I've got the answer. Maybe it's just like a re-registration, as Caroline said, and then that letter can be used to apply for residence permit, because it's as strong as a notification of selection result, basically. So a registration letter proving that you're going to be registered full-time for the coming autumn is going to be enough for you to apply for residence permit based on, basically. But to sort it out, my strong recommendation would be make an application for the same program now before 15th of January, because that means that you make it in time, and then sort out during the coming 2 weeks whether you need to be admitted again or you can do a re-registration. And that can be sorted out by the department or the admissions office. They will see or refer you further. Well, I think, Henrik, it's about time that we wrap this up. So maybe if you have some last words or something we want to show up before we end this up.
Yeah, I think that we've covered most of it. The main thing now is for all of you to remember that it's January 15, that is the last date to apply. I sent the university admission, the application website in the chat now, so you can make an application. Thanks everyone for coming today and joining and listening. Remember to apply before January 15th and remember to upload the documents before February 2nd, and keep your eyes open on your inbox now. It will be coming invitations for webinars about what's happening after your application as well. And also, if there is something missing in your application, check out on university admissions so you have everything right and correctly in time for your application. And I just want to wish all of you good luck with your application and hope to see many of you in Sweden in the end of August when we start up the new semester. And thanks Stefan, Caroline, thanks Simon and Sofia for helping out in the chat today. And thanks all of you who has come and listened to this. And have a good day, good Monday.
See you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.